This is not the English national anthem. The holders of the World Cup of Cardiff in 1991, the American Eagles defending that position today in Edinburgh. In their 4 victories this far, they have scored an unbelievable 364 points, which includes 61 tries, the vast majority provided by the quickest, slickest back division to grace the tournament. And the most impressive of that back division, their outstanding full-back from Berkeley, Jen Crawford. She has scored 8 tries, while their key playmaker, vital kicker, is Joss Bergman, the standoff. She's only scored 5. The team's captained by their number 8, the molecular biologist from Bay Area Seahawks, Barbie Bond. England approached the final with high hopes, having defeated the Eagles last year in the Canada Cup, which they won. Their scoring record is rather more modest, 134 points, 18 tries. And whereas the Americans will look to their backs, this English pack is the biggest and heaviest in the competition, with Jill Burns, the Waterloo number 8 at 13.5 stone. Can the English forwards deprive the Americans of the ball? The referee is, in the opinion of many, the finest available anywhere in the world, Jim Fleming of Boroughmuir RFC, who has been a great supporter of the tournament. And so the scene is set here at Rayburn Place, the old international ground from last century. What would the spectators of yesteryear think of this event today? And immediately there is a sign of intent from the Americans as they run, and this is Jen Crawford blazing out of defence. There's a sign of things. Great support from Connell, the scrum half, as the English forwards have to retreat. It is knocked forward, and that went down rather well with the crowd. What a tremendous burst out from deep within our 22, Jen Crawford, the Berkeley fullback. And this is what England have to watch. This is the little English scrum half, Emma Mitchell, putting in. Jill Burns, there's the English control. And immediately there's a penalty. Jim Fleming just cautioning Sorensen for dropping the scrummage. And so Karen Ammond will go for touch here. The captain. That's well struck. And this is the kind of game we're going to see from England without any shadow of doubt. And this is the lady who'll make it happen, Karen Ammond, the captain. Great deal of control, tactical skills, and the American forwards are going to have to work awfully hard to get the kind of ball they need to set free these marvellous backs. Nicola Ponsford is number 2 with the throw. There's a huge jump there from Sarah Wen. And there's good clean possession. And that's inside to Edwards. Jackie Edwards put it down. The referee waits to play advantage. There is none. And so the Americans will get their first scrummage on their own ball. And the breeze, such as it is, and it is a bit blustery, is favouring England, and the slope. So Connell has to try and deal with very poor shoddy ball. The English forwards drive on. Mitchell waits. And the referee decides that there is no intent there. And so the scrummage will go down. He's going to give that to England. And the crowd just getting into the mood. Tremendous anticipation all round Rayburn Place here. And watch the number 8 here. That's Jill Burns. The left foot just stopping there, controlling. Emma Mitchell's got all the time in the world, and there is the advancing platform. Now, the Americans had to cope with a bit of this from Wales. They know what it's like, but this is a bigger, more powerful platform than they ever faced against Wales. And the English forwards just controlling. But in fact, there is an offside, and the referee who has given it, spotted it, played advantage. And he's quite clear about that. The Americans got offside there on the advancing scrummage platform, and Karen Ammond will certainly kick for the posts. So Karen Almond with a comparatively straightforward kick. She's in front of the posts. The Saracens standoff. Teacher. This would matter. She's jabbed it, and she put it over. She didn't strike it all that well. She hit a little prod, really, but over it went. And there's first blood to England. England lead by 3 points to 0 with the penalty. And in fact, if England have to go the whole way on the strength of the advancing scrummage and the penalty platform, then that's what they'll do. There is a big silver cup awaiting the end of this game. Joss Bergman it is, who will restart the game. Hit it long and deep. Emma Mitchell can't handle that. Janice Ross can. It has been collected but nudged forward, says Jim Fleming. So American ball, American put in. Patty Connell, the little number 9. The American backs already shouting codes. They're going to have a goal, there's no doubt about that. Fortune will favour the brave today, and they certainly intend to run at the English. They haven't made a good job of this. The scrummage has turned, but the referee plays on. Bergman turns inside. The tackle is by Ross, and it's good on her. Can the American forwards recycle? They can. And that's Hoofer, who's put it in the corner, and it's run back there, and so it's been touched and it's been judged to be a knock-on. So the Americans in that position. That's Val Blackett, number 14. That was a nasty little kick for her to deal with. Now, so in that corner, there's a chance here for the Americans, and they'll spin it wide. 5 minutes, England lead 3-0. The Americans on the attack, and they want some good ball. Connell waits. Now it's Bergman. Straight out to... Oh, there's the chance right here. The fullback is going straight in. Jen Crawford's in. Oh, a lovely miss move by the Americans, and Jen Crawford shouts for more attack and more effort, and that was the first real chance that they had. Eventually it came back. Bergman with the miss move, straight out there, and Jen Crawford came thundering through. Jane Mitchell couldn't get to her. What a try. A great try for the Americans as Joss Bergman tries to make it 7. Not a difficult kick, but difficult enough for Joss Bergman, so she's not pleased with that. But that was a terrific try. And watch the role of Candy Orsini after Bergman misses her. There's Orsini, there is the pass, there's the intrusion, in and out and step on the gas. How about that? So 5-3 for the Americans, and that was Jen Crawford's 9th try, believe it or not. The Americans make a hash of that from the kickoff. The referee played advantage, but Jim Fleming just has words there of going on and over, and so it's not a knock-on, going down and killing. And so it's a penalty and another chance for Karen Almond. Bit trickier this one, and throughout the tournament, of course, there has been some criticism of the standards of place kicking. Now, can Karen Almond do something rather special here? She's got 22 points in the competition already, and this would be a good one. She struck it well, but passed. Struck it well, but passed. So it's still 5-3 to the Americans, and the game plan is very easy to see. The American coach Joe Kelly summed it up. He said, in boxing terms, it's between a slugger and a boxer. You can make up your own mind. There's a great catch by Bond, the American captain, but she's lost the ball. Trivial run by Shore, the number 7, and Ponsford goes through, and Burns is there, and so is Wen, and they're all there, but they've lost the ball. And it's that woman Crawford again. She tries to run almost suicidally from her own line. Can the Americans recycle? Looks as if they can. Connell works. And there's Bergman with the touch finder, and that's useful. Joss Bergman was the kicker, the standoff. And she is such a useful player to the Americans. Playmaker, tidier, and distributor. So Nicola Ponsford is down there throwing in. At the front is Sarah Wen and Heather Stirrup behind. Sarah Wen, and again the terrific catch. And Edwards goes through one tackle. Was it high? Well, the English have the advantage. They're going to run this. Hammond, Springle, Mitchell's in the line. There's a terrific chance there for Annie Cole, but she didn't make enough room, but there's still a chance. The English still going and driving. It's come forward. And England saying, well, you can run, but so can we. And so, absolutely riveting contest. Nicely balanced, 5-3, and the Americans in defence. Patty Connell puts it in again. This looks a steadier scrummage. Now it comes back, and it's to Crawford. She's got that well, and it's a tidier one. So she's made a rather auspicious start to the game, hasn't she? 2 terrific runs, 1 try, and there's a nice clearing kick. So over on that far side, big crowd here at Rayburn Place. Edinburgh Ackies would be thankful for such a crowd. No good ball emerging as yet. Barbie Bond driving in, but going down, going over the top, killing the ball against the Americans. Off you go, says Jim Fleming. That's a kick to England, and it's for the posts, I think. In fact, the English side look as if they've opted to take a scrummage. Now that's interesting. They've taken the scrummage instead of the penalty, and they want to have a go at the Americans in the scrummage. Look what they're doing. This is the ploy. Emma Mitchell saying now there's an offside there, but they've spun round, and so they'll have to redo the tactic. It's a tactic which is unlikely to find favour with the crowd here if England are opting to take scrummages instead of penalties. So Emma Mitchell puts in. Jill Burns holds and heaves. And Patty Connell has to go back. The Americans trying to regroup their defences. There's a lot of power, and that's not far away from the try line, as you can see. Will we get a pick up from Burns? Again it has turned, and again they'll have to scrummage. They're 10 metres less, 8 metres from the try line, which you can see to the right of your picture. And this is a very difficult ploy to defend against. You're going to see the same thing again. That's big Jill Burns, number 8, with the control. And they're going and going and going. And is this the pushover? A penalty try has been given. The Americans dropped the scrummage, and that is a penalty try. You see exactly, look at the momentum that's created there. Terrific momentum, and Jim Fleming has no doubt. So it's 8-5 with the kick to follow, and that's a tactic against which the Americans may offer very little defence. So Karen Hammond, the sun trying to come out here at Rayburn Place. This for 10-5. Yes, it's straight and true. It's 10-5, and England are in the lead, and we've seen the 2 strengths of the respective games already. Crowd intrigued. 10-5. Spots of rain, some sunlight, typical Scottish spring day. Bergman with the long kick. Janice Ross eventually gathers. She's pulled down by Bond. Back it comes on the England side. There's Hammond, and plugging the touchline. That's Karen Hammond, nicely judged touch. The English game is very limited, but as we've seen, highly effective. And so here's the first line out. It's Julie Gray. Twin City Amazons, the club. And the throw now. Where is the option going to be here? Rutkowski at the front. There's for Flanagan. Flanagan with hands to it. And Connell, nice little gathering. Good recycle. They have. Referee wants to see it again, but that should have been an American ball quite clearly. The Americans took it in, couldn't take it back. So Jim Fleming quite clearly saying, the law dictates you either use it or lose it. You've lost it. Emma Mitchell, chunky little scrum half, Burns again. This demoralizing scrummaging. Now it comes back. Almond, little chip, trying to bounce it into touch as McFerrin goes back, and it's beautifully judged. What a perfect kick from Karen Almond. Captain's innings at the moment. Saracens fly half knows exactly what to do. It's like Rob Andrew, isn't it? So again, the Americans, Julie Gray with the throw. Just can't quite hear you. And by Jove, I need to hear you. I need to be sure about where it's going. Flanagan perhaps, but it's stolen at the front. It's stolen by Stirrup. England has. Mitchell trying to go down the narrow side. She's very, very close. Can England get it again? Jill Burns awaits and tries to work it. Now she has Ammon trying to jink in. Sprangle is almost in. The ball's been lost, but the English forwards are there. America having to defend desperately again. It comes out, but the Americans are running. It's Crawford again. And Crawford's got Jeremy with her. She kicked there, was that late? The pickup is by Blackett, who is quick herself. The crowd thought that might have been a little late, but Jim Fleming had his eye on it. England go again, and again it's Mitchell. This is for Annie Cole. Annie Cole running. Oh, and it bounced so badly for her, but that was very, very threatening over there. Well, I tell you, this is a lively, lively game. Terrific movement. Ebb and flow, cut and thrust. Number 6 in the England shirt is Janice Ross, the vice-captain. Number 8 is Jill Burns. Flanagan went up. Did she take it cleanly? She certainly took hands on it. Now it comes back. Bergman with the clearing vote. 15 minutes played. And 10-5 to England. 10-5 to England. Bergman just getting herself composed. She is a very composed player naturally. Now the problem for England, and indeed the problem for America, is how tightly should they stick to the tactical plan. There's a terrific catch from Wen. Again, Wen was up to the heavens for that take, and it's Almond. The dummy scissors, and in comes Mitchell. Jane Mitchell coming through from the full-back position. And again it comes back from her sister Emma. This is Almond. Oh, and she lost the ball. The referee will play advantage. It was Gray who intercepted, and the whistle now goes, and there is no advantage to the Americans, so they'll come back, and that will be a put in on the scrummage to the Americans. But certainly there are signs that England are going to have a go if they get the kind of ball they want. So Connell waiting for carefully controlled ball. She has it, and Bergman with the boot. And that's a position the Americans have rarely found themselves in, having to kick out of defense. Such has been the pressure all around them. The bright sunlight, as you can see, at Rayburn Place. We've got spots of rain too, gusty, but not an unpleasant day. So Rutkowski and Wen in competition there. And again it was Wen that took it. She's had 3 clean wins. And Ahmed with the drop at goal, and she's passed. She took it on the run. She's been able almost to kick everything else. She took that one on the run. She wasn't all that far away. Well worth a snap chance. But it's passed. And the Americans breathe a sigh of relief. So they have to drop out. Bergman, casual little flick. Barbie Bond comes through, it bounces unkindly. Ross drops but can't contain it. The Americans trying to win it. A penalty. The Americans get the penalty this time, and I think that's their first penalty. The English forwards preventing fair clearance. Connell takes it quickly. There's Bergman, and she puts her boot on it and forces Mitchell to turn up the slope here at Rayburn Place. Jane Mitchell. She's trying to bounce it into touch. She hasn't done that, so of course the line out is directly in line from where she kicked. And the Americans will be glad to get up into this territory as the crowd looks on with the pleasure of the sunlight on their faces. So over there, can the Americans take any kind of ball at all? Burns at the back. There was a short, sharp one. The Americans trying to try different tactics. Connell gets caught there by Ponsford, but again gets another chance. She goes up the narrow side with a little chip. Cole going back. Mitchell comes across. And in it goes, but that's encouraging for the Americans. And indeed, they're going to have to chance their arm and try different tactics, because in the orthodox line out and the orthodox scrummage, they're sunk. Julie Gray with the throw over on the far side. That was for Barbie Bond at the tail, but it didn't work out that way, and again England clear the line out. Emma Mitchell with the chip. And Emma Mitchell, of course, the identical twin of the fullback. Emma Mitchell and Jane Mitchell, identical twins. So still 10-5, an engrossing contest worthy of the final without a shadow of doubt. The crowd tremendously engaged. That one comes out, and that's Hoofer. Well, that went anywhere. Oh, and there's the referee didn't see that. Yes, Eli's Hoofer and Jen Shore had a little dispute. There's Eli's Hoofer, who is actually a political advisor. That was bad advice. So I think Eli's Hooper thought that she was unfairly tackled late. The reason for that, but the Americans win it again. What a brilliant take by Bergman. And there, set clear is Järvi. Järvi goes outside, and Järvi's still running, and I don't think anybody's going to catch her. She's going into the corner. What a terrific try. That's a wonderful try for Patty Järvi. What a glorious score. The threat from the Americans. What a pickup by Bergman. Orsini missed the fullback. Look at Järvi, goes outside Blackett. She can't hold her. Mitchell comes across, but she can't close her down, and the pace tells in the end. There's the try. So, Patty Järvi, she's number 14, but she's playing on the left wing because 14's her favourite number. So, that was a glorious pickup from Bergman. I tell you, if there was ever a recommendation for the standoff having sticky fingers, that was it. There's the range of difficulty. Touchline, crowd. 10-all. This would put the Americans into the lead. No, it's hopelessly askew, and so the game marvelously balanced, 10 points each. And it's quite clear to everyone at the ground, including the entire English team, that if these American backs get a sniff at the ball, they go like the wind. So Amond restarts again. 10 points each. Barbie Bond, the captain, with the catch. That should be set up. Referee says that England are coming round offside. And off go the Americans. We're away again. We're not wasting any time. And not back 10 meters, and so the Americans get another chance. England were not properly retiring, says Jim Fleming. And so the Americans will, this time, try again. Now, so Connell has decided that it's going to Crawford. Jen Crawford, I think, is going to kick for position, although you never know with Jen Crawford. Lovely striker of the ball and a beautiful runner. That's not in touch. English forwards well positioned. Annie Cole doesn't make a good job of that. Mitchell could be caught here, but she runs well down the left side. Jane Mitchell ran well down the left side, and she knows to look to her laurels as soon as Americans have the ball in their hands. So the first of the shortened line-outs. Gray with the throw. Bond at the back is number 8. Jill Burns for England, number 8. The two number 8s in contention. I wonder if this is going... In fact, it's the short, snappy one. And through came Wen, but it's knocked forward, says the referee. Nudged forward. Sarah Wen looks to be hurt over there. Sarah Wen, who's been doing particularly well at the line-out. Yeah, sunny day in Edinburgh town. This was the most fantastic take by Bergman. Watch this. What a brilliant pickup. The miss move, there's Orsini, and there is Jervey, out and away, and the classical winger's try, outstripping the defence. So Connell putting in for the Americans. Their scrummage seems altogether tidier. Wen still receiving some attention. Crawford trying to jink inside. I don't think Jen Crawford has been in her orthodox full back position at any moment of the game. And the Americans looking to recycle. They've got a little nudge on. They can't get it. And Jim Fleming decides, I think, that it's an English put-in since the Americans had the ball. "25 minutes played, it's 10-all. It's a fascinating contest, tactically tremendously interesting. And Sarah Wen's gone off. Sarah Wen, the big English lock, has gone off. And, well, who are we going to see? I think we're going to see Jenny Chambers. Jenny Chambers, who is a flanker. Hammond goes out. Oh, the kick's charged out. The kick is charged down by Laurie Spicer-Borden, which is quite a mouthful. But that was a very good bit of work by her. There she is, Laurie Spicer-Borden from Beantown, which is one of the Boston clubs. So, chance again for the Americans, although it's an English throw, but they've lost their principal jumper, Sarah Wen. But up went Heather Stirrup. She did nobly well. Now it comes back from one Mitchell to, I was going to say to another, but it's her half-back partner, Amond. That's taken by McFerrin over there, but beautifully judged. And I must say, Karen Amond's kicking has been a model for anybody watching. So over on the far side, the crowd, as you can see, watching avidly from the rooftops. Bond picks that one up. Through comes Chambers, who's just come on, of course. Working off the tail of the lineup, but the Americans have won it. And Bergman, a lovely dummy. Oh, surge from Bergman. And this is Hooper. She's got Orsini with them. Oh, and she held on a fraction too long. Eli's Hooper held on a fraction too long. It's a free kick to the Americans. That means they have possession. Then it's gone, and more running from the Americans trying to set this one up. It's Hooper again. She's a little chip. The mark made and granted from Blackett, Val Blackett with the mark. Now she dropped the first one that came her way, but not that one. And we've got another injury to an English forward, but she seems all right. Blackett gives it to Amond, and that's beautifully dodged. Crowd responding. Quick one. Oh, nice turn inside from Jervey, but she's brilliantly caught, and has she properly released? Jim Fleming thinks that's all right. England look, and he's decided to be blown up for the scrummage. It'll be an England ball. But this is one of the laws that perplex a lot of referees. After the tackle is made, how clear should the movement of the tackled player be in releasing the ball? Jim Fleming thought that was all right from Patty Jervey. And the tackle there was on Jackie Edwards. Yeah, Jackie Edwards took a whack there. She was at the bottom of the ruck. You know, there was always a doubt about the nature of the tackling in women's rugby, but I think you can judge for yourself this afternoon. So Mitchell waits. She's pointing to the referee that there are several red jerseys encroaching. On goes that rumbling scrummage, and the referee says, yes, that's a penalty. You can't stay in touching distance like that. Get back behind the back foot. Get back. Jim Fleming just making it absolutely clear. And that was what you could call an accelerating scrummage as Karen Ahmed decides that she will kick it goal. 10-all. 10-all. And there's a boot going back on. That's Nicola Ponsford, the hooker. So the tee is nicely positioned, and the ritual is gone through. Medium range, medium angle. She struck it well, but just fading a little, and strike the post. It's put down by Crawford. It's a dropout. So that's one chance away for England. That was within range and with the benefit of a little bit of a breeze. As Joss Bergman, oh, what a catch by Burns. Great take by Jill Burns, has made terrific possession available. Now it's Amond. Janice Ross runs into the tackle. The tackle's by Hoofer. And Emma Mitchell waits for ball, but the Americans have it. That's Bergman with the kick. Jane Mitchell going across, but it's beautifully judged to halfway by Joss Bergman. Crowd appreciated it. Well judged kick. Joss Bergman, the Bay Area She-Hawk. And over there on the far side, England, of course, having lost Sarah Wan. Look at Jenny Chambers, who is a flanker, number 18. And so England's the guts of the scrummage may not be quite as strong as it has been. Americans may well be detecting an opportunity. Encouragement given on both sides as the maul rolls and rolls. Americans standing their ground, but now it comes back. Janice Ross trying to feed Annie Cole over on the far side, and it's Cole's foot, and there's possibly a late tackle there, or a tackle without the ball. Jim Fleming thinks there's nothing substantially wrong with that. Touch is given over there. So there's the nature of the game, and as is customary, Jill Burns at the tail with her hands up. It's not going to go to her. It's an American ball. Oh, it's not. Chambers gets hold of Connell. Does well. Typical flanker's job, and England should win this. In fact, they haven't. It's been trapped, but they will have the scrummage. 10 points each. 8 minutes to half time. And the Americans have tightened up their forward effort. The English side has tightened up its defensive mode. And they have this opportunity now. Emma Mitchell putting in that scrummage well inside the 22. Shall we see another advancing platform? I'm pretty sure we will. Crowd exhorting England to go forward. Americans digging in. Jim Fleming just saying stay on side. The scrummage turns, it will have to be reconstituted. And yes, Jenny Chambers has gone into the second row. The flanker's gone into the second row where Sarah Wen was, which means that the scrummage might not be quite as potent as it has been. Nevertheless, England have the ball, and they are easing forward, aren't they? Look at this. The Americans have been warned not to collapse the scrummage. They've lost a penalty try, but again it turns. is the big, heavy English scrummage. The front row of Jane Mangum, Nicola Ponsford and Sandy Ewing. Powerful, powerful front row unit indeed. There they are. Nicola Ponsford in the minute. There's two company directors in there. You'd hardly believe that, would you? Back it comes. Jill Burns again controlling. Again it's dropped. This time it's a penalty as opposed to a penalty try. And again Jim Fleming says you're dropping it. You're dropping it. It's against the laws. And so we're going to have another scrummage. Now that's interesting. England looking for the score. So there's the angle if one were to kick it goal, but it looks as if England have opted to scrummage again. 10 metres away from the try line, and just with that nudge on, maybe looking for another penalty try. They have this very strong front row. And the Americans, of course, had such problems against the Welsh in this area, and England are stronger than the Welsh. This time the strike is clean from Ponsford. Again it's held by Burns. Again they go forward. And it's almost a rampage now. They're going, can they control it? The whistle goes, and it's a penalty. And in fact, a penalty try again. A penalty try again. And the English forwards well pleased with their effort, but look what happens here. It's just almost into a gallop. Forward and forward and forward. Look at this. Penalty try, says Jim Fleming. So 5 minutes to half time and England lead 15-10. And that's 17-10. She hit that properly, very nicely. It's 17-10. England lead their second penalty try. It may not be the most exciting way to put points on the board, but by Jove, it's effective. Jim Fleming in absolutely no doubt. I think he probably gave the Americans the benefit of the doubt on 2 other occasions. Bergman strikes that long. It's well taken there. Beautifully caught and rocked, and that's where England are so good. Almost clinical precision at work here, and that ball's in touch as Connell gathers, but not cleanly enough. So there's Stirrup at the front for England. Principal source of line-out ball, and Burns behind her. Julie Gray throwing in for the Americans. That's for Barbie Bond. She takes it. Connell feeds Bergman. That was a pity. Taking it with the wrong hand, says Jim Fleming. That's the wrong hand. You can't do that, so it's a free kick. Not the penalty, just the free kick. And it's Emma Mitchell with the tap. Hammond. Again, the boot is eschewed. Who's calling for that? Crawford takes it well. She almost got into trouble there with Hunt, but it's been won well on the England side. Annie Cole, well, she turns inside. She might have been better looking outside. Ponsford wins it for England. The English forwards go in. Emma Mitchell has. Now it comes back. The drop at goal. It's struck quite nicely, but it's short, just a little to the right. And Jen Crawford doesn't have any trouble with that. So Karen Armand with this chance for the drop goal. She had time and space, although Bergman closed. She didn't quite make good contact, and so no goal. So the England pack waxing strong, despite the loss of Sarah Wen, and giving the Americans really a torrid time in the scrummage. Bergman shows the ball for the second time. She even fooled Jim Fleming there. That's Burns with the easy catch. She'll do this all day long. Ponsford tries to gather. The Americans come in. Witkowski did well there. The Americans may just have won this. Stirrup is cast to the other side. The Americans going forward. But where's the ball? Recycling's the nature of their game, and they desperately need. England have stolen it. England have stolen it. Amond. Oh, it's put down there as Shore grovels for it. She can't do well, but now it comes back, and Amond again with that chip. And it's a nasty bounce there. It bounced well for Chambers. Jervey, and Chambers still with possession, and England could usefully win this, and they have they've got people out of position all over the place, and they have Sprangle, and Edwards puts it down, not for the first time. Jackie Edwards not having a happy day with her hands. The second time there was clear overlap. Well, there's Jenny Chambers from Richmond down. She came on to replace Sarah Wen. We're into the final minute. Jenny Chambers is back, but Gordon Connell, little flick ahead, very adventurous, I would say, and extremely dangerous. Annie Cole gives it to Janice Ross. On goes Edwards, she took that safely, the tackle is good. The English scrummage goes in. And away comes Emma Mitchell. There's a chance here for Almond. And a terrific chance there's a Strangle. And another one for Mitchell, and it's a great try. Jane Mitchell with a cracker try. She's congratulated by her twin sister Emma. What a good try for England. Who says England can't run the ball? That was a super try, scored by the fullback. Just watch what happens here. It's stolen by Emma Mitchell, one twin sister through Karen Almond. Sprangle runs beautifully here. She has support from Jane Mitchell, and there's the try. This is a lovely, lovely, little devised affair. Through the English backs, great runnings from Sprangle, and Mitchell has intruded, and up she comes in the corner for this one. Jane Mitchell awfully pleased with herself. So Amond, can she convert it? That's the point. She struck it well. And it's over! Oh, the hardest kick she's had this afternoon, and it's a beauty. It's a beauty, and it puts England into a very commanding position indeed. 24 points to 10, they lead. And we're into injury time, 24 time. There's some of the English team. Look at them, are they pleased? At half-time, in a fascinating game, England lead the United States by 24 points to 10. And this is the aim and object of the exercise. And England looking to be well on their way. 24-10, they lead. Off you go. And the American Eagles trailing with this fairly significant deficit. Emma Mitchell marks it. She's been a tower of strength, although tower is perhaps not the word you should use for somebody of 5'3". To Karen Amon, the Saracens halfback partnership working like a dream. And Karen Amon hasn't missed touch all afternoon. There she is, number 10. The Americans have the benefit of the slope and the breeze. So can they do something now? Well, they may very well. There's another great pickup. Oh, there's a terrific run from Hofer. Blazing up is Crawford. Crawford turning inside and running. There's great running from Crawford. I don't know. Oh, she's been caught by the jersey. And that jersey caught by Sandy Ewing might have been crucial. By Jove, what a terrific run from the Americans. Jen Crawford was almost in, wasn't she? Her jersey's a bit bedraggled. This was the great break by Elise Hoofer. She came surging through Crawford on her outside. Crawford cut in and out. Jane Mitchell couldn't catch her, and Sandy Ewing did. So the Americans that close. Rutkowski's in the middle of the line trying to get hands on it. It's come back. That's the try line. And the Americans desperate to win it, Jim Fleming says. American ball, the Americans took it, the English took it in, so the Americans have the option. And there is the conflict zone. Ladylike. Connell putting in. This is a vital time now for the Americans. They need ball back, and they need good ball. This is Connell. And it's turned around. That was Janice Ross. That's Janice Ross who lost the boot. She's the vice captain. She's a very important player in the English back row, but not without a boot. So the scrummage is going to continue. Janice Ross getting back into position. There it is. Good strike from the Americans. Well, Connell didn't quite know what she was doing. The little chip ahead. Oh, she was late tackled by Ross. Yes, Janice Ross made an awful meal of that on Joss Bergman. I can't imagine what she thought she was doing there, but that's a penalty for a late tackle. This is how it happened. Here's the chip, little jink, and bang. Oh, I say. So, are the Americans going to kick it goal? I think they are. I think they're going to kick it goal. They have to make the decision, you see, and they have to tell the referee. After they've done that, they can't change it. The touch judges are behind the post, so one imagines that the decision has been made. Yeah, it's just the T that is awaited. So there it is. That's the view. Good, healthy crowd in a marvellous tournament, which has captured the Scottish public's imagination. And the American running has been a joy to behold. Nevertheless, they trailed 10-24, and this would be a very important couple of points to get back. There's the kick. It looks, oh, it's over, off the post and over. And maybe that's the kind of kind bounce the Americans needed. It's 24-13, and smiles round the ground there for Joss Bergman. It hit the post and went over. She's got 49 points so far. Well, there's 52 for her. There's her half century. So, from one kicker to another, Karen Amond. That's well flighted. It's taken by Rutkowski. The seal is good. Connell with a little chip. It's not very clever. Sure does the donkey work there, but the Americans go over, but they've rucked her right out of the way. That's well won. Well turned by Bergman. What lovely running from her. And offside by the English. And so the kick, and off goes Connell right away for the kick. Orsini running and trying to release good ball, but she's been well marked, Candy Orsini, but still the Americans with the chance with Crawford. Annie Cole goes back. Nasty, it could be nasty bounce. Mitchell comes over. She does well on the touchline, doesn't she? Good sterling work from Jane Mitchell. She can score a try, but she can also defend. There's Jane Mitchell. And this Julie Gray. And the shortened American line. Flanagan with the tap. Bergman with support. Her back, oh, what a wonderful dummy by Bergman. Oh, it's a beautiful dummy, but she's released it badly. That took the whole English quarter division by astonishment. And a penalty to England, but that was a thing of beauty. Joss Bergman with a double dummy. Have a look at this. It was well worked by Flanagan, and watch this dummy. Left, right, oh. Well, beautifully taken by McFerrin. The little chip ahead. McFerrin running, and she's still there. She's made a lot of position for her forwards. A little slow to arrive, and they've lost the ball as Chambers kicks clearance. Lovely running by Krista McFerrin, who's scored 6 tries in the tournament. She's never been set clear. And it just shows you what the American wings can do. Remember, Patty Jervey scored in the first half. rural setting here at Rayburn Place. There's a lot of people who haven't paid their money. So, the line out is underway. Bond tries to take it by hand, but it's won there by Janice Ross. It was a bad girl a few minutes ago, but she's righted that wrong now. That was a great take in the line out. And it's an American ball. The English forwards took it in. There's Janice Ross, number 6, getting up. And so an American ball. And one of the American problems this afternoon, their inability to get good set-piece possession. They've always been under a bit of pressure, and the same thing is happening. Careless distribution for Patty Connell. They've never had the set-piece control that England have enjoyed through Jill Burns in the number 8 position. And this time England will have the benefit of the put in. And this is what I mean. Look at the control. The Americans getting up and coming round, you see, and the scrummage turning round, and that kind of discipline they have yet to master.
Come on, England! Come on, US!
So England preparing to scrummage again. They're on their own 22. That goes to Ahmed. There's the kick. And as usual, there's the touch, and it's precision kicking by Karen Ahmed, who has done so much for her side, the side she captains this afternoon. So Gray with the throw. That's for Flanagan. It's stolen by Burns, who's had a storming game. Forward goes that ruck. Surely that's an England ball. Ahmed again the boot, again the chip, but it's Fern McFerrin. She's got Crawford with her. Oh, she's made an awful meal of that. Annie Cole's caught her in a headlock. In go the England forwards, and England have the ball. Emma Mitchell. Was that legal? Chambers now? No, it was offside. They were coming round, the Americans coming round. And Jim Fleming, in no doubt, offside decision against the Americans. They've been a little culpable this afternoon, and we want a scrum. Now this is a curious ploy. It's working though, isn't it? It's perhaps something that ought not to be gracing a World Cup final, but if winning the cup's the important thing, then what else matters? And England again want to pulverise the American 8. Take all the stamina out of them, hurt them forward, and that's just what they're doing. Jim Fleming just encouraging the Americans to stay on side. Prevention is better than cure, is his philosophy. And again, it turns, but again they have to scrummage, you see. 10 minutes gone, 10 meters down the park. That's what it's about. So Emma Burns puts in, and the English scrummage has never given an inch all afternoon. On the contrary, as you see, the Americans absolutely unable to cope. Again it turns, but again the scrummage. Now, I hear a shout from the crowd, this is boring England, and well, it certainly is. This is a World Cup final, and you have to ask, how many of these are we to see? Scrummage goes down. In a way, it's a pity, because at 24-13 we have seen flashes of wonderful rugby from both sides, and this is a showhouse piece. England possession again. This time they go down, and this time it's a penalty to England. Front row dropping it, says Jim Fleming, and the American front row being hurt. No doubt the American front row have been hurt. That's Julie Gray, the hooker. Oh, it's all right, it's a mouth guard. So the England will scrummage again in spite of the penalty. And there is certainly a feeling of restlessness around the ground now. And surely they will release this one. Surely they will not. Again, they drive on, unless they want to push over from the 22. Burns controlling. And again it turns, and again it's the scrummage. And the Americans, of course, absolutely unaccustomed to this kind of treatment. That's how close we are, and that's why the English forward effort's going in. So for the 8th time of asking. And again, the scrummage goes down. Now, the referee has a very difficult job here because he has to determine how much is deliberate and how much is accidental. Marianne Sorensen now has been hurt. I mean, that's the second of the front row. Julie Gray's already been damaged. Marianne Sorensen now. She's really feeling the pain and the pressure in that front row. They're outweighted. They're outgunned. And there's the try line. Now, there seems little doubt that England will again go forward. They're that close. They've had 2 penalty tries. They wouldn't mind a third. They would just say thank you very much. Burns, the try is given. Inevitably, the try is given, and that may be the try that will seal the World Cup fate. That's Jill Burns. Fantastic game she's had. She's been a tower of strength, and at the 8th or 9th time of asking, the English pack went all the way. Here's the pickup, and there's the try. 14 minutes gone, it's 29-13. In parlance, in sporting terms, that is a mountain to climb. And Karen Amon kicked one from this range last time. It's good, isn't it? Oh, it's a cracker. It is a beautiful strike from Karen Amon, whose kicking has been meticulous. 31 points to 13, the score for England. This is how the icing was put on the English cake. Perfect pickup, perfect try. So unless the Americans can really conjure something, maybe out of the heavens, well, they're called the Eagles, aren't they? They need to win something, but look how shoddy the distribution has been. Again, the English forwards come through, and it's all happened at the first area of contact, the set piece, the scrummage, the line out. That's where it's all gone down for the Americans. And that's Patty Gervais, who took a bang there. Yeah, right in the head. She was the try scorer in the first half, remember. She's okay. So, a penalty to England by the looks. There's a little scrumash over on the far side, and Karen Amon will kick for position, which she has done. England looking very composed, very sure, very certain of victory. And there's the white jerseys they've been pursuing all afternoon. The red jerseys not able to get on terms in this area. The line out, look at that, or the scrummage. Janice Ross with the tiding, but was knocked forward. And Jim Fleming asking Barbie Bond what they would like. Yeah, they're going to take the scrummage. And it's interesting that despite the loss of Sarah Wen, sustained by England, the inclusion of Jenny Chambers has made little difference in the scrummage. Very quick put in. And again, they're shunted back. And again, the distribution's untidy, but the Americans must run. And there is the surge from Orsini. Bond does well in the recycling. They need it again. Have the Americans intruded? Have they gone over? Now it comes out. That was a careless one. Crawford plays football. McFerrin leaves it. Karen Amon's in there. Hands-on are needed, but it was all very untidy. And the lack of discipline at the base of the scrummage, the carelessness of distribution, has spread like a disease through the American backs. So Emma Mitchell, who's been tremendous for England this afternoon. There's Ammon of the sure hands and of the sure boot. That's not quite in touch. That's McFerrin. Oh, that's a lovely take. And short as well. But the Americans don't engage. The ball was there to be supported. And the American back row, Laurie Spicer-Bird and Barbie Bond, never came to the catcher, number 11. Krista McFerrin quickly enough. Now at the front for England, Heather Stirrup with her hands in her hips. That's Jill Burns with her hands in the air. That's Flanagan for the United States with her hands in the air. Who's going to take this one? Ponsford throws. Flanagan does well, but have they secreted it? Indeed they have. Now it's moved out. That's great running from Orsini, and brilliant pick up there. Fantastic from Jervy. She turns inside, she's got cover. She in and out. It doesn't go to Crawford. It does go to Orsini, and that's great American play. Terrific play by the American backs. They are a joy to watch, and Orsini's hands put it away to Jervy, who beat Ammon, turned inside, through Edwards, and just got the cover from Annie Cole. Rutkowski almost took that one. The Americans desperate for any kind of possession. Bond goes down well, and if the English team come over, no, it's been nudged forward, says Jim Fleming. It's an American put in. The Americans trail 13-31, and they really need something to recapture the elan they showed in the first half. They have this one, and they will. Oh, that's the first ball that's gone down. And Joss Bergman will be very cross with herself about that, because she has played superbly under terrific pressure this afternoon. So, England putting in with the World Championship Cup within their sights. Emma Mitchell. The control, you see, absolute. Karen Almond nudges it upfield, but Crawford, the pick up, well, she doesn't make a good job of that. She's kicked it just above herself, and the English forwards are impeccable. This will come back like a dream. Almond, that's the Chambers who goes surging in. The good tackle from Bergman, and the penalty to American. Great tackle by Joss Bergman, anxious to make amends. Terrific tackle. That was a good tackle for the standoff. Now she has the ball. Now it's moved out by Hooper. She's got Orsini with her. There's Orsini. A lovely dummy from Orsini. Oh, and the pass didn't go to hand. What a beautiful move by the American backs. What a thrill they are to watch. Candy Orsini, watch what she does here. Hooper with the initial break. Watch the dummy from, oh, it's a cracker, isn't it? And she just can't get it away there to McFerrin. Now that is Candy Orsini, who is a remarkable woman by anyone's standards. She's an American stunt woman. Well, that's some stunt she pulled there. And she's appeared in things like Police Academy in Hollywood. Quite a girl. Well, the Americans won the World Cup in Cardiff 3 years ago, 91, and England beat them in the Canada Cup last year, and maybe that said something about the English acumen in knowing how to play them. Well, it's one of these Mitchells, but which one? Is there a contact lens missing, perhaps? Well, at this stage in the game, it certainly would be sensible to put a replacement on. England 31-13 in the front. It's Emma, I think. Emma, the scrum half. So Emma putting in for England. The USA, cries for USA going up around the ground. And certainly they have provided much pleasure this afternoon. But this girl, the English captain, Karen Amond, has put the boot in, so to speak. So the short American lineout. It's for Barbie Bond, who's taken it beautifully. She's got possession. Shore gathers. In comes Marianne Sorensen, who's hurt a moment ago. Have England gone over? Well, America have not been able to recycle that ball. England have. And Amond with the chip. This could be dangerous. Or Jen Crawford awakes. There she is. She's got McFerrin with her. McFerrin will try and run. Oh, a jumping tackle. Surely that was dangerous. Indeed it was. Jackie Edwards with a dangerous tackle. Have a look at this one. McFerrin catches Jackie Edwards on the jump. So the Americans go again. Any kind of ball will do them. They will run. Ooh, a bit of trampling. Oh, that was dangerous from Orsini. In fact, it wasn't Orsini, I beg her pardon. I think it was her fellow centre. This was dangerous, and it was Elise Hoofer, if you watch her feet. Well, it's amazing what a converted try would do for American morale if they could conceive something out of very adverse circumstances. England, of course, understandably anxious to deny them that opportunity. And to that end, crash ball, nice working, and linking from Amond. And this is Blackett, and was that late? I think it was. And high, says Jim Fleming. Late and high. And Val Blackett caught that one. This is how it happened. There's the kick from Val Blackett, and so the penalty, the double penalty. The England have the choice from where the tackle was made or where the ball landed, and clearly they've gone for the kick. And Karen Amond will try and take 3 points out of this. 25 minutes played, so there's 15 minutes to play. It's been quarter neither asked nor given all the way through, and I think there's no question that this has put the lie to the belief that women's rugby is a soft option. Karen Amond. 2 tries this far. She's had no try this afternoon. I dare say she wouldn't mind something to go along with these fine kicks. Is that got the legs? No, and it's just a little wide. Touched down by Jen Crawford, who's coming out of defence. And that, yes, that is a penalty. Yes, England cannot obstruct her inside the 22, and off she goes again. And at the retired 10, Marianne Sorensen in there until they had retired 10. So Jim Fleming executing the laws absolutely impartially and perfectly. And off goes Connell. This is Bergman. Inside comes McFerrin. That was slightly forward. Perfectly in line here, and Mr. Fleming saw it too. Barbie Bond exhorting more effort there from her forwards. Needs more nudge from her second row, Jan Rutkowski and Tara Flanagan, who've really fallen out of the game. The great pick-up from Burns and the surging LaRun, the biggest and heaviest girl in the field. Oh, and she's released it beautifully to Edwards. Can England recycle? Mitchell's in there, trying to get, indeed they can. Amond with the little chip up the line. Crawford goes across, but that looks a good kick. Yeah, that was a very fine kick, and she hasn't put a foot wrong all day, Karen Amond. So we'll get a shower of rain here at Rayburn Place. It's on the whole been a pretty good April afternoon, but you can see for yourselves. Penalty awarded to England, and again they want the scrummage. 31-13. One could suggest that this is overkill. Emma Mitchell, as the rain descends, and it is a goodly shower. England won't mind. They're 31-13 in the lead. That one's released. Sprangle and Hammond, and really Jackie Edwards' hands have let her down this afternoon. That was a very nice loop work there, and Jackie Edwards, oh dear, that's how she feels. So Connell puts in, and again England are clumsy, America are clumsy with it. This is Sprangle, puts it up the field for Cole, and she's kicked it right out, I think. And so they have to come back, but the American scrummage palpably tiring in front of our eyes. And these are the girls of St Ambrose School in Coatbridge who've been doing power of work this afternoon. It's worked back by Janice Ross, and the England forwards so much more effective in this area. Amond, a little short pass for Shore. She surges on. The England forwards recycle brilliantly. Mitchell away. And Ross and Shore. And Annie Cole not able to do much with that there. But I think maybe a final flourish from England in terms of their handling skills behind the scrum would go down well here at Rayburn Place. They're in a comfortable enough position. Rutkowski does well. Bergman has little choice but to kick. It's beautifully struck. Cole looking for the fast one. Annie Cole down below us here, thought about the fast one. Number 11. But I think England will err on the side of discretion in all sorts of ways now. They really need not be so cautious. They're 31-13 up, 10 minutes left to play. Jane Mangum at the front, England prop. Oh, there's a terrific take by Burns. I think she might have been lifted, but Jim Fleming's not worried about that. Oh, great catch there, and an interception! As the second try from Jackie Edwards. She's been closed down by McFerrin, but she scored the try. And that will do it. That indeed will do it. 36-13, and this is how it happened. As the Americans try to open, Jackie Edwards, whose hands have been so suspect this afternoon, got a clean interception. She cut away there from Krista McFerrin and got to the try line. So 36-13 with this one to come. Karen Hammond, over it goes, no bother at all. 38-13, and this is how the interception happened. The Americans trying to open out. It was thrown down there by McFerrin, and she was trying to find Jen Crawford. Edwards got clear, and no matter the pursuit, got the try. And how the Americans would like to get a try to get some respectability back. Jen Crawford, the little dummy, she was pushed by Burns. The referee does not construe that as unfair. And Connell waits. And who will get the ball? The Americans were going forward, but had possession. so that England may well have it. That is the one that looks to be going England's way. 38-13, they lead, 8 minutes left. So Emma Mitchell waits and collects. Hammond inevitably. The model clearly has been Rob Andrew. Julie Gray throws, but again it's taken by Jill Burns, who's had a fantastic afternoon of rugby for England. So is this girl. And there's the collection from Karen Hammond, the little clip. It's gathered well, it's beautifully gathered by McFerrin. Jen Crawford has no chance as Janice Ross closes on her, kicks it out. But the rhythm of the American backs has been so destroyed by the remorseless effort of the English forwards. Jen Crawford, who's had a fantastic tournament. Nicola Ponsford. Watch the lifting is being heard shouting around the ground, but that looked good to me, and it was Heather Stirrup with the catch. So the display of togetherness by the English forwards, even although they lost Sarah Wen, really quite remarkable. So throw for Bond, and she takes it beautifully, and Connell, and now Bergman. Oh, and Elise Hoofer stood back when she should have surged onto the pass. There was a terrific chance for the Americans here. Blackett is down on the far side, and the Americans have won this one. England are all offside. Referee's playing advantage as Val Blackett goes back, and that's a great kick. Terrific kick by Bergman. And Joss Bergman just needed more ball, and so did the English, the American backs. By Jove, they'll rue this afternoon's loss of possession. So let's hand the compliments to the English forwards and the English halfbacks. 10-man rugby it may be, but by Jove, it's been effective. I don't know if I should have said 10-man rugby. Yes. So there's 5 minutes left to play. The Americans have gone over. They've transgressed in this area quite a lot, and Jim Fleming has been scrupulous in his application of the laws. Heather Stirrup got a bang. She's the second of the English second row to collect such. Hammond with the kick. And again, it's in touch. And considerable attention by the girls of St Ambrose School in Coatbridge. Not a known rugby centre, maybe from now on. Jameson did well. Chambers, who's got right into the game. Again, England are able to win it. That's charged down, and that was held back, and the referee may decide that something, certainly a penalty. Yes, Laurie Spicer-Borden was held back there by an English forward. She was held back. Now that might, well, Jim Fleming must have thought about the penalty try, but he gave the penalty in the end, and off it goes. Bergman, oh, it doesn't go to hand. Well, it goes to hand, English hands. Giselle Sprangel takes it. And the Americans desperate for this. Yes, England offside, so penalty to the Eagles. What will they do? They want the ball for a start. Yes, and it's going to be tapped. Out it goes to Bergman. A chance there for Hoofer, a lovely dummy. Can she get over? She's not far away. It's been awarded. Yes, it's been awarded for Elise Hoofer. And a good one. Patty Connell took it immediately, number 9. Watch how quickly this is taken. Out it went to Bergman, to Hoofer. She showed it momentarily and then went herself. Chambers was trying to stop her. The try was good. Elise Hoofer 3 minutes left to play, is the political advisor from the wonderfully named club Peninsula Chaos. So Bergman with the kick. Bergman with the kick, trying to get things moving. 38-18, that looked, ooh, she just pulled it past, just past 38-18. However, they did get the try they wanted. They were desperate for a try, and Jen Shore was in the way, but it was quickly taken by Connell and Bergman, and then a bit of surge and determination, and her momentum got her there. Good. So England lead 38-18. Terrific game. It's well taken by Flanagan. It's moved immediately. Bergman tries to turn inside. She's well tackled by Amond. Again, the Americans recycle. Hoofer again, the try scorer, trying to go around the outside. Forced to kick. The whistle goes. England offside. So they want the ball. Ooh, give me that ball, says Elias Hooper. No ceremony there. Patty Connell. Connell's a good name in Edinburgh circles as far as scrum halves are concerned. Of course, the great Gordon Connell, Trinity Accies, and Scotland. There's Orsini. Oh, it goes to hand. Bergman. Hooper. Crawford with the chick. Oh, she doesn't do very well with it. She was under pressure. She's desperately working for it in there, but I don't think the Americans are going to be able to get it out. Oh, well, it's all right. It is all right, says Jim Fleming. It was Rutkowski who went away from it. That was amazing. She went straight through them all. Jan Rutkowski. That was quite extraordinary. How about this? Jane Mitchell said, oh no. The game is away again. And it's frenetic stuff, and the Americans, give them all kinds of credit, are going at England. They could handle another try, could the Eagles? They're going to have a go, but can they get the ball? The simple answer is, why should anything be any different? No. Forward goes the English platform. Forward, forward and forward. We shall not retreat. Karen Amond again puts it into touch, and that's how she feels. Ref shouts Karen Amond. She wants a stretcher. Play on, says Jim Fleming. Play on. We're in injury time. Rutkowski with the catch. Bergman. Hoofer. Bergman trying to keep control, looking for her forwards to support. Can they win this one? Connell waits. Penalty to America. Going down, England. Don't want the Americans to have the ball. And off they go. Bergman. Orsini. Crawford, wonderful hands from Crawford and Jeremy. Can Jeremy get clear? Oh, that's marvellous running by the Americans. What a beautiful piece of handling by the American backs there. Role model for three-quarter handling by the American midfield backs. And I think the whole crowd would applaud an American score here if we could see these Quicksilver backs going at it again. But it's an England ball, and there's that powerful England front row that has done so much damage to the Americans this afternoon. Again, it's taken with no difficulty whatsoever. These feet belong to Jill Burns, and that trailing motion has been vital in destroying the US Eagles this afternoon. Crowd don't much like it, but England do. Amond, stereotype perhaps, methodical, but absolutely clinical. The England camp are delighted. The St. George's Cross is ready to be unravelled. The coaches are looking at their watches. It's almost there. Barbie Bond can't quite get hands to it. Jill Burns does. She's had hands to everything all afternoon. So it's a free kick to the Americans, and they are going to run. Connell and Bergman. Dummy, oh, lovely slash from Bergman. Had she got Emily with her, she turned inside as Orsini came outside her. They need the ball, there's Orsini. There's Crawford, she's the man with her. Can she score? She can. Oh, that's a brilliant try from the Eagles. What a delightful score. That is quality three-quarter play out of the top drawer. Look at this wonderful cut. Orsini with the quick hands. Jen Crawford had the English defence in two minds. There's the try. It's a beauty. And Jen Crawford's try, that's her 10th try of the tournament. And the highest scorer. And the try is too little, too late. But what a thrill to see. We suspect the whistle may blow after this kick. Bergman with the kick, she's cut it across the face of the post. Jim Fleming blows for no side. England celebrates, they have won the cup and they are the world champions. They have defeated the United States Eagles this afternoon at Rayburn Place. The picture tells the story, 38 points to 23, a marvellous game of great flowing motion. The English forwards dominated, they did the deed, and the American backs, thrilling as they were, could do little about it.
Sound in that. Mike, hear me if I speak there? Yeah. Right. Mike, it's Bill here. We'll get an interview with England captain after the presentation and then just go into the last link if that's what you want. Up top, okay, fine. Just a quick 1 minute interview. Fine.
listed in the programme. But
we're going to ask you to show your appreciation to the organising committee. All the help from the principal shall come up to
And now it gives me a great pleasure to introduce to you David Soule, the 1990 Grand Slam captain, who will present the trophy. David.
If you come back, stop pushing to me, then we'll get a group, yeah?
Yes, Jim.
Thank you.
Eva will come to you. We'll come to you. Well, Karen, that's an absolutely tremendous result for you and your English girls.
Yeah, it's fantastic. As I say, we've been working hard since we lost the last one in '91. So, you know, 3 years of hard work paid off today.
And a personal success for you with your goal kicking.
Well, after the last performance in the semi-final, I had to do something. So I was just hoping it went right, and it came good on the day. Yeah.
You're a very powerful side up front. Now, did your game go according to plan? Was that the way you meant to play it?
Well, yes, we did. We did know that they had good backs, but I think they showed today that they have got brilliant backs, and we really did everything we could to stop them getting the ball out wide. And we knew our strength lied in our forwards, as was shown by all the scrums. I know the crowd weren't too happy, but you know that's the way we knew we could win. So what's the point of changing the game plan when it's working?
And what about the crowd, Karen? I think you brought half of England here with you. You've had good support, haven't
Yeah,
you?
it's fantastic. Thanks to everybody for turning up. They really gave us some good support.
How important a platform is this for the women's game then, having the championships here in the UK?
Well, we hope it's a springboard now. I mean, now that England have actually won it, hopefully there'll be a lot more promotion and a lot more girls will start playing the game, because, you know, the girls of today are the stars of tomorrow.
Now, what's the secret about tonight? Is there a bit of celebration for the girls' team?
Just a little bit. We have had 2 weeks of, you know, keeping down on the drinks, so we might have a bit of a celebration tonight, yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Karen. Congratulations again.
All right, cheers.